Hey guys, Pete Ramsey, HVAC Greatness. Welcome back. Remember the other day when I mentioned Vince Lombardi? He was the head coach for the Green Bay Packers. I think he started in 1961. And his very first year, he won the championship. And he did it, I think it was 37-0 over his competition. And he wrote a book called When Pride Still Mattered, and we talked about that. He started on his very first training session, bringing out a football and saying, "Gentlemen, this is a football." And he went on to explain that he didn't presume that any of their experience from prior season carried over. And we kind of left it at that. And I wanted to talk to you about something that we learned in psychology and NLP specifically called filters. And filters are a bit like lenses. And your lens is your beliefs. It's your experience. It's your indoctrinations. So if my lens said, get 3 estimates and go with the cheapest bid, and you come out to my house and I'd go, okay, tell me about it. You know where this is going. This has to be addressed. Now, one of the things that we have to realize, your customers have their lenses, their belief system, their indoctrinations, their experiences, but so do your employees. And so do you. So in order for you to grow as a professional, you look through the lenses of somebody else. And when you go take some of these training classes or read these books on self-help, you'll look through their lens and things will look differently. But in order to see clearly, you have to remove yours, because otherwise it really gets convoluted. This is an oversimplification, but this is a fact. This is what's holding you back as a business owner. This is what's holding your team back as a culture. And this is what's holding your customers back in moving forward and do a business with you. When you're dealing with your customers, there's basically a 4-step process, and there's different filters that you have to get through. But essentially, what we have to do is get through rapport, earn trust, and clearly communicate before doing the transaction. And if you've not clearly communicated before doing the transaction, you had to come back and redo things or refund money or just a host of negative experiences. Good communication is key to your process. Now, what I'm here to talk to you about is called the complete consultative service call process. Guys, this is probably one of the most important moments in your business. And that is the moment where your frontline service technician is in front of your customer and their equipment. This is where, as they say, the rubber meets the road. This is where the magic happens or does not happen. And we as an industry have been bouncing around and we're trying some different things because we want to be profitable, right? We want to earn more money. And we've kind of lost our way. And I wanted to get you to at least come back in mind to this. Consider the challenges that come with a selling service tech, okay, who has better people skills than they do technical skills. Now, the ironic thing is that works because the rapport is quickly made and the trust follows quickly thereafter. And a lot of times the communication is even better because some of our technicians just aren't good communicators. And that's why in this particular program, we put that we really focused on that communication process so that it goes without a hitch, regardless of the level of charisma that your service technicians may or may not have. So this is another level, and this is particularly important to be able to leverage something like this as we get into more and more difficult times. I mentioned on prior videos, expect some changes in the economy. We're going to start by seeing all these prices that are going up start to pull back, certainly in the commodities area, and we're looking at some changes on the horizon. Now, this will affect your business. It's definitely going to affect the amount of money out there that people are willing to let go of. And so you may not see the conversions from the service call over to the equipment replacement that you're used to seeing. And so if you are prepared for this and you have strategies that you can shift into because you've already trained for them, well, in that case, you simply shift on the fly and you make the adjustments. But if you are not, and most people will not be, we're going to see some businesses have some tough times. And so I would like to invite you the opportunity to come sit on a session that's going to be live this Thursday. Where we're going to talk about this leading into this workshop. And I'm going to explain to you why this is so important. Now, this is a book here that was written by Wyatt Woodsmall, along with his wife, Marilyn. If you don't know who he is, he wrote several books, but this is called People Pattern Power. And this is an older book, but this was the first certified NLP practitioner. And he was certified by the founder. And he identified the 9 primary people patterns that people operate from. These. And whatever created that pattern, people are interacting with you and your team from different positions, from different sets of experience. And so we can either learn to identify each of those 9 and then learn all the different ways that we can respond and react and handle a situation to put us back into control, or we can simplify the process, allow our technicians to be technicians, and stick to a program that helps navigate these waters. Just like the service technician has his perspective, and he or she is seeing through his or her lenses, well, so are our customers, and we must be able to allow them to understand through our communication before they're going to invest. And once they understand and they get it, well, now you're not talking about sales, you're talking about purchases. You're not talking about how to sell customers, you're talking about getting them to make the investment on their own. And it's through effective communication and a proper diagnosis as well. And so we need all 3 elements satisfied. Everybody has to be on the same page. Your customer, your frontline technician, and your company. And when we get all of this together, well, it's quite magical. So hopefully you'll consider joining me on this. It will be a live workshop this Thursday, and we're going to answer a number of questions, and this will lead into a multi-week workshop where we take you all the way through the process. So Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. Hope this makes sense. Vince Lombardi. This is a football. Maybe you should start off with your team. This is an air conditioner, and make sure that they are doing the work like it's supposed to be done, like you need it done. Pete Ramsey, HVAC Greatness. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.